Okay, I'm going to start with this green one here, and I'm just going to practice a little bit. I'm going to show you some different designs, and I never know what I'm going to do until I'm doing it. I just start at a point and go from there. These are all matte finish ornaments. This one happens to be green, and you need some kind of something to hold them. And these little cups are something I buy from the Dollar Tree, I believe. And you'll see them other ones sitting around here. I've got them. No two are ever alike. It's hard to do that because I'm doing them free-handed, and I have no idea what I'm going to start with. But I'm using a liner brush. This is just a liner. I've got some liner brushes. I've got some 2 or 3 little brushes here. One I can do stroke work with. I've got white paint out. It's very, very simple. I'm going to use white paint on this one. This is a matte finish ornament. I have done them on the gloss ornaments. This is a gloss one right here, but I prefer the matte finish. And I'm just going to start on this one, and I'm going to work along and show. So I kind of use this guide at the top, this little clip I've got on here. I'm kind of using that as my guide. So I have come in here with my liner brush. You're loading that with putting your brush in the water first and then putting in your paint, because you want your paint to be about the consistency of ink. So I just come straight down using my little finger as a guide. For those of you who work along with me, my little finger is always the way I control my brush. So I've made a little stroke down on this side. Now I'm going to go just the opposite, and I'm going to make me one over on this side. They're not going to be perfect. There's nothing perfect about most any craft you do, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to take off with it. The white paint dries really, really quick. So I'm going to come over here and make me a stroke just about the same length. I'm looking at it straight up and down. Then I'm going to go right over here the opposite. This is just like cutting a pie. I'm going to go right here, cut. I'm going to do a couple of simple things, just some simple pieces to show you, to get started with. So I've got four lines around there, and to me they look as equal as they can possibly be. You're not going to get them equal. Now I'm going to go in the middle of them, and I'm going to put another one. Let's pull down the middle of this one, middle of this one, and the middle. Okay, now I've got 8 strokes on there. Now I'm going to look at it down here, and I'm going to try to pull these down to where they're just about all at the same length. So I'm going to come back in here, pull this one down just a little bit. This one's about the same. I'm going to try to make them as close to even as I can to come around there. Just coming around with my brush. Now that white paint, I'm using the very tip end of my brush. Very tip. You can't make a fine line if you lay that brush down, so you got to hold that brush straight up and down when you're making that stroke to make a fine line. Now I've just got the lines drawn around there. Now I'm going to go in between these lines, and I'm going to make me a C stroke. Want to make sure that you have good paint on there that flows right off. If your brush gets messed up on you, stop and clean it and start all over again. Okay? I'm going to go right here and make me a C stroke right up inside of that. See, I'm going around from the end, coming around with that. My little finger is my guide, and I've got enough paint on that to go almost all the way around. Okay. Sometimes it's good to work on a couple of them at a time. These are very relaxing. When you're first learning, it's going to take you a while, but once you get the hang of it, you can flip them out in no time. Okay, now see what I've got there? Now I'm going to go back, and underneath that, I'm going to pull me one in the opposite direction and make me a little oval there. See, got a little oval. Coming around with another one. These are very simple, girls, very simple. It's just a matter of learning how to control that liner brush that you're using. I have done hundreds of these, but it's been years now. I started them way back in the, oh gosh, probably about 2010, 2011, somewhere in there I started doing them. So it's been a while. And the ones that I have, I kept to decorate my own tree with, so I have a bunch of them because I used to do a tree with all just these ornaments on it. But it's just stroke work, dots, dashes, you know, that's all there is to it. Little glitter, okay? Now see, I've got that top down through there. Now let's see what we're going to do next. Okay, now I can come on down here. Let's just go right on down with my lines. I'm going to bring my lines right on down a little bit farther. One there, the same lines. I'm just carrying them down to the next point. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep these simple so that as you're learning, you'll see some simple designs. These videos you'll be able to go back and watch over and over and over. After we've had the class, then I'm loading these videos in for you. So you'll be able to watch them again and again and again. See, coming right on down with that. Trying to get them all even, you know, get an even line around through there. See, this one's kind of long, and as I went around, I got a little shorter and shorter and shorter. So I'm going to have to go back and pull them. This was my longest one. So I'm going to have to pull them down just a little bit farther. Try to get them all as close as you can to the same length down. Be sure and put some water on your brush. You want that brush to be real good. That paint should be just about like ink flowing off your brush. Pull this line down just a little bit farther so that I'm getting them down as close as I can to being equal down that ball as we go down. Okay. Now I'm going to go right back in there. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did up here on this part. I'm going to go around this way and make me a half moon shape around this way. Coming up around. And connect these. I very seldom go all the way, you know, you want to go down far enough to where it's the, you know, you see the design, but I don't go all the way to the bottom of the ornament. But if you're working on, if you've got 2 or 3 laying around, then do one and let it dry a little bit and jump over to another one and work on more than one at a time. I never work on anything one at a time. Very seldom, unless it's just something really, really special that I want to do. You know, do I work on it one at a time. Okay, now I'm going to go right back under that and put me in another moon shape, another oval there. See, my little finger is my guide, and that brush is up, straight up, so I'm using just the tip of that brush. Okay, around. This will get us a basic design, and then we'll go back and add some dots and things to it. And juice it up a little bit. See there? Now I've got 2 rows down through there, and I think I'll put one more. Now I'm going to have to hold on to it a different way, so I'm going to put my fingers at the top up there, and I'm going to come in here, reloading my brush. If your brush gets messy and, you know, murky on you, then clean it, you know. Now I'm going to come down one more row with these. 1, 2, Working right around and trying to keep my bottom lines as close as I can to the to the same size. Once you get the hang of doing these, you can turn them out in, every 15-20 minutes you can have one done. You don't have to varnish them. You don't have to do nothing when you finish them. Now see, I hit that in a little wrong, so I'm going to grab me a brush with a little water and take that off real quick because I hit it just a little to the side. My brush jumped a little. Okay. If you keep a little brush laying there and you grab that paint with water real quick, you can take it right back off. Okay, now I'm going right back in, straight up with my brush. Pull that one right back down again. Okay. Now, I've got 3 rows down through there. And I'm going to do the same thing again. This is going to be my bottom. 1. Now I've done enough of them until I'm going to go ahead and put both of those in at the same time. See, this is where it gets a little bit, you don't want to get your fingers in the paint. So you want to be real careful when you're, doing it, and that you keep your fingers out of it. So if you need to let it dry, then set it down on your, whatever you have, the little cups or whatever, set it down to let that dry. Okay. Holding my brush straight up and down. And I'm just making little ovals all the way around through there. No 2 ornaments will be alike. Now see, we've got this much done. See, I've got this all the way around. Now I'm going to switch over to a little bigger brush, still a round brush, but I want to make me a little stroke. I want to make a little, like a toll. It's called a toll stroke. And you can practice. I'm going to show you. We're going to practice on some black cardstock. So when you got, this brush is a round brush, and this is a size 1. This is size 1 round. It's a little bit bigger than a liner brush. But I'm going to load it so that, put it in the water, and I'm going to put me a little white paint on it. And it's it's got a heavier tip on the end of it. So if you've ever painted, this is what's called a toll stroke. It's using my little finger. I'm on this black paper over here now. See, and it's a touch, press, and pull, we call it. Touch the paper, press it down, pull it up. Touch, press, pull. Touch, press, pull. See, you're getting a little thing there with a point on the end of it. See how I brought those up? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one at the bottom of each one of these. I'm going to come down just a little bit, and I'm going to touch, press, pull. Touch it down, pull it up. Working my way around. I don't want to get my fingers in it, so I got to be very careful holding on to that. Touch, press, pull. Touch it, press, pull. So I'm going to go all the way around and make those little marks on there. Little toll stroke, it's called. We can make these into commas. We can make them. Got to be careful about getting my fingers in that other side. Okay, so see, on the bottom of that I got those little strokes. See those little strokes? Now I went all the way around and got those little strokes. Now I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to work inside those blocks and do a little bit of decorating inside those blocks. So I'm cleaning that brush, and I'm going back to my liner again, and I'm going to pick up white, putting it in the water, dip it in my paint, work it into my brush. I want that paint to be up in my brush, not just on the end. See, I've loaded that brush all the way up in there, but I'm going to stand it straight up on its point to use it. Okay, now I'm going to start right here in the middle one, And I'm going to make me some on this, just starting. I've got 1, 2, 3 sections here. So in this middle section, I'm going to put some cross marks. I'm going to go in here and go down. See? Then I'm going to reverse it and go right back across that. See what I done in that little spot? I put those little marks in there. And I'm going to do that in each one. This is where you're just adding. If you just leave all that and nothing else on it, see how I've done this one? It's got so many crosses and things in it. If you've done that and just left it, then it's real plain. But if you just work on it a little bit more and embellish it a little bit. So I'm going right across there one way and then cross hatch back the other way. So it's really getting about 4 strokes in each of those little spots. Okay. Going right on around with that. You'll have the videos to watch for a while. The more you do, the more elaborate they'll kind of get. You know, you'll get better at it and more confident of holding your brush and stuff, and then you'll jump up to doing some, you know, a little bit fancier stuff on them. But just start out with something simple. And all I did with the cardstock is take me some pieces of black cardstock and of black poster paper and cut it into squares so I could use it as practice. Because if you're working with white paint, you need that black background to see what you're doing. Okay. And just like any other craft, you know, they're not going to be perfection. If somebody looks at them, they're not going to measure this side to see if this side's exactly the same. If it looks close to the same, then that's going to be enough. Now see what a difference that made in there? Okay, now let's see what we can do. Let's go down here, and I'm just going to go from let's see what I would do in that one. I think I'll leave that little section and I'll put me a bead in there. See how I've put a bead inside these little stick-on beads? I'll show you how to do that. So I'll put a bead in there instead of doing anything to that. So I'm going to go up here into the top, and I'm going to go down now to my dot tool. I've got Stylist here, and I think I got these on Temu. These are some real good ones because they're all different sizes. And they've got brushes on the other end. I think these were made for nail techs to use with nails, but they've got some really good brushes, you know, little teeny tiny line brushes in them, and I've lost the plastic off of them already. But I'm going to use the Stylist on the ends of them. This just makes all different size dots. See, I've got about 4 different sizes, so I've got different size. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to start up here to the top. And when you make your dots, you want a good, you know, fresh paint. So sometimes when I get ready to make dots, sometimes I put out some new paint right then. And I'll take my dot tool, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to put some dots straight down. I'm going to hold this. Let's see how I can hold this. My bottom's dry, so I don't really have to worry about that. I'm going to put a row of dots right down the middle of each of these top ones. 2, 3, 4. There's 4 in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm putting 4 little dots in each little section there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I went to Hobby Lobby last night, and if you catch them on sale, the little beads, I'm going to show you what the little beads, they're all self-sticking, and they are in the Paper Studio section at Hobby Lobby. They're made for scrapbook stuff, but that's all the little beading and stuff that I put on these that come from those self-stick things. Okay, now I've got those, and I'm going to go down to a smaller dot, get me a real small one, and I'm going to put a dot in here in each of the hatches. Go in, and you just about have to load your paint on that stylus each time. You might get 2 dots. You know, 2 is what you might get to start with. Most of the time you have to load it with each one. It's kind of cold here in Tennessee today. I really like the I like the black. I like working on the black and the red. And the white ornaments are pretty. So really all the colors, if you're doing them for a tree, you know, where you want, then you want the more colors you have, the prettier. And you could do a small tree. I'm going to put a, this year I'm going to put a swag between my kitchen and dining room, and this way my ceiling's made. And I'm going to hang my ornaments from that swag. Like I said, when they're dry, they're finished. You know, you don't have to varnish them. You don't have to do nothing to them, but just put the paint on them. Put your decorations on them, and they're dry and they're finished. I hope I didn't get my finger in that side. Sometimes you're working from one side to the other. If you're not careful, you'll get your finger as you turn it. You'll get your finger in the other side. Now, see how that one is? Now, there's not a whole lot more. I'm going to put some glitter. I'll put some glitter in these little sections here. So I'm going to set that one just a little second there, and I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to show you what we've got. See how the top of that one is, and we worked our way around. So we're going to take, I've got a little glitter tray here. I really need some real fine glitter, so I'm going to run back to Hobby Lobby this evening and get me some real fine glitter. But I've got some glass stain and some extreme glitter here. I'm going to try a little bit with that. But I'm going to show you the beads. See, these are what I was talking about, the beads. What I've got here is white. These white. I need some black ones, so I'll probably go back. I'm going to use this white pearl here. See, these are Paper Studio, and they're on sale at Hobby Lobby this week. So they're, whenever they're on sale, they're half price. I think they were 40% off because I was in there last night. So this is Paper Studio in the scrapbook section. And these are what you want to decorate with. You can take these off in a hole. See if I can show one here that I've got. See, I went all the way around this one. Went all the way around with that one and put the black on that white one. Okay. And then the rest of these that I've got here, let's see if I can find one. Okay, this one I've used some sections. See how this one is here? This is a whole piece that I put down on that, and then I worked around it. Worked around it with the strokes, with the stroke work. Okay, so you can use them as individual beads, or you could take this off and put the whole thing on the ornament. So I'm going to lay those over there, and I'm going to get the little pearls. Let me see if I've got some pearls that are already open, because I've got a lot of them here that I've kept. Okay, there's a green one. I think I'll use this purple. See, they come, you can buy them in just like this, gemstones. See, you could wrap that, just take that off in pieces. That's what I've done with that other one. So you can use them in all different ways. This green, I think I'm going to put this purple on this green. So the only thing you have to do is, in fact, I've got some that's already open. These are self-sticking, and they stick really well. They do really good. So I'm going to take this ornament here, and I'm going to peel these off. Let's see, I believe that's quite a bit of space there. So I'm going to put one in the middle, and then I might put a stroke or two around it. So I'm going to take my beads off one at a time. This would come off in a strip. You could go all the way around that piece because this pulls off in a strip. But I'm going to use them one at a time, so I've got to break those, break them apart. And I'm going to put one bead in each little section here. I'm taking them off one at a time, putting me a bead in there. Might be easier if I cut them. Let me cut them loose here. Get my scissors and cut some of these beads so that I've got individuals cut there, because they are put together in a string. So I'm just going to go in here, and right under each one I'm going to clip it so I can take them off one at a time. I need 1, 2, 3, let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I can just pull that off without having any problems with it. And I'm just putting it right in the center of where that green is at. And see, my paint's all dry, so I don't have to worry about that. I flipped that one halfway across the room. Well, they're hard to get a hold of. Today I'll get some, and the next one I'll show you the glitter. I've got to go purchase me some really, really fine glitter, because I thought I had some and I don't have, so I'm going to go back. Okay, now see, I've got that one done. Now I've got some, it's called, I've got some here called Extreme. Got some Extreme glitter, which is going to put me a shine, a little bit of a shine in those. I'm going to shake that up real good. Put a little bit out on my palette. If you don't have a glitter cup, this is a little glitter cup, girls. This is just Extreme glitter, it's called. And I'm going to take a small brush, and I'm going to go in each one of these little ovals here with this. And it will just put me a little bit of a shine inside there. See if you can see that shine. I hope you can. I'll have to watch the video, see what you're seeing here. But I've got a little flat brush, and I'm painting that glitter inside each one of those, and it's making it real, real shiny. And you're getting a little bit of glitter. Now I could, when I get some glitter tomorrow, I can put this in, and then I can shake the glitter. I need some real fine glitter, real fine, you know, cut real fine. So I'll get me some fine glitter, and then I'll have it to do the next one. I'll show you the glitter on the next one. I'm going to make 3 or 4 videos so you'll see, be able to see what we've got of the different ones. But this is showing you one. This one is a very, very simple one. Okay, now see how the shine, can you see that shine that's inside that? And I'm going to do that in each one of these little ovals that I've cut down through here. It's just making it look more shiny and more like glass. The glass is just, you know, it's showing that. Okay. Right on around. Okay, now can you see the shine? Just see how that makes it shine? It just brings it out, and I'm going to hold it this way to get right down to that bottom. Put that one on. Okay, just about got it done. Okay, see, that one's finished. And I think that one's real pretty. Let's set it in the little cup. And you can see that cleans up with water too. That cleans up. Just put your brush in the water, be sure it's good and clean. And you've got that. And if you want, you could go back in, you could put some little dots. Now it's up to you. You know, the more decorating, the more you want to do, you know, you could go right back in and put you some dots in all of these little sections, or you could just leave it like that one. I've done them in all different designs. See, this one's got the swirls and got little things, little flower things on the top. This one's a little more, see, this blue one is a little different. So they're just all different. This black one, like I said, I like working on the black. See this black one and all the different. There's a lot of them in the pictures in there. And the best thing to do is save those pictures. When you get there, save. The videos will be here in the group for 3 months. So you'll have 90 days to watch all the videos. And then, but if you save the pictures of the ornaments, you'll be able to look. See that one, I just started at the top and put all those circles around there, and then I put black. Now when I'm working on the white ornaments, I'm using black paint. So it's just black and white paint. It's no, you know, there's no, it's so simple that it's unreal, because there's no prep to the ornaments. You just grab you a box of ornaments, a box of the matte finished ornaments. Just get a box of them. Your paint brushes, you've got 3 or 4 paint brushes, you've got some dot tools, some glitter, and you're ready to go. You're on the move. See, this one's just got all the cross hatches up here. But I've made this video, and I'll be making you a few more as we go over the next few days, so you can see a few more of what we're doing. Okay, girls, I'm finished with this one. See if I can get us turned off here, if I can find where I'm at. Okay, switch camera. I don't even know how to turn it off. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to turn it up to turn it off. I can't find my little thing, and I can't find my tool. Okay, here we go.